Thank you so much for joining us today for our webinar on why law school, why Florida Coastal, and really focusing on coming from Georgia to Florida for law school. Today I have Professor Coll with me, and she's going to talk to you a little bit about the Georgia Bar. But before we get started, I just want to give you a rundown of what we are going to cover today. So we'll do support for the Georgia Bar exam, what is the benefit of being in Florida and or Jacksonville, what does Florida Coastal offer to you as a student, and then just an overview of the basic criteria for admission, which I know is important to all students when considering a law school. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Professor Coll to talk to you about the Georgia Bar.
Hello, it's good to see all of you. First, I just started with the Georgia Bar website, which will be the first thing you want to get acquainted with if you're going to take the Georgia Bar. So this is just the first picture of the Georgia Bar exam, or the Georgia Bar website, excuse me. So to talk a little bit about the Georgia Bar exam, so here at Florida Coastal, we have bar prep classes, and we specifically have a bar prep class for Georgia. It's called Georgia Law Survey. I teach that class, and I've been teaching it for several years, and our students have been successful on the Georgia Bar exam. So the Georgia Bar exam is broken into two parts. The Georgia portion of the bar exam occurs on Tuesday. The bar exam is on Tuesday and Wednesday, the same week in February, the same week in July. So the date changes, but the days of the week do not. So on Tuesday, you actually have to show up closer to 8. The exam starts at 9:30, and the first day you will have 2 multi-performance tests. These tests test your ability to practice or think like a lawyer. So you are given the law, and you are given the facts, and then instructions to write a legal memorandum of some sort. The second half of the day, you are given 4 Georgia law specific questions, essay questions that test your knowledge of Georgia law. So with that in mind, I took on the privilege of teaching the Georgia Law Survey class because I traditionally have been a legal writing professor. And since the entire state portion of the Georgia Bar exam is legal writing, I was a good fit to teach this class. As I said earlier, the multi-performance test, you are given the law and the facts, so you just need to learn how to write like a lawyer, and that's one of the things I teach you to do. Now, of course, you learn how to do that in your 1L year, your first year, but in your third year, the semester before taking the bar exam, I remind you of the techniques that you want to use for the Georgia Bar exam. We use old Georgia Bar exam tests that are posted on the Georgia Bar website, and we study exactly how the Georgia Bar exam likes you to perform. I look at the patterns used by the Florida Bar exam and the Georgia Bar exam, and the suggested answers. The Georgia Bar website posts suggested answers. And then for the essay questions, Georgia likes to either test on a singular subject or test on 2 subjects combined. So we review lots of essays. We write an essay or 2 every week of the semester. So for instance, let's say week 2, I will provide you with the information regarding professional responsibility, and then you will be assigned to write an essay on that subject. The next week, you will learn about criminal procedure in the Georgia Bar, or in Georgia, and then we will write an essay that is similar to an essay on the Georgia Bar exam covering criminal procedure. So every week you write the entire semester every week to prepare for the Georgia Bar exam. And then my final exam mimics the Georgia Bar exam. Instead of having 2 MPTs and 4 essay questions, though, you have 1 MPT and 2 essay questions. That's because my exam is 3 hours, not 6. So it is broken in half. But every week we focus on the Georgia Bar exam and focus on topics that are studied, techniques to write for the exam, and making sure that my students understand the tools to succeed on the Georgia Bar exam.
Awesome. So,
and then day 2 of the Georgia Bar exam is the multi-state exam that is used in almost all 50 states. It's a multiple choice. It has 200 questions, and we have a class that covers that as well. I just wanted to complete that, even though that's not Georgia specific. It's tests national law. That is part of the Georgia Bar exam as well.
Awesome. Well, Professor Coll, thank you so much for coming in and talking to them about the Georgia Bar. I know that you're busy, so I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to continue on with the webinar to give them a little bit more information about Florida Coastal.
Thank you. Well, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email is mcoll, C-O-L-L, @fcsl.edu. You can also find my email address on the Florida Coastal School of Law website. You can ask Megan for my email address. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have about our Georgia Law Survey class and about Florida Coastal School of Law in general. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys. Well, next I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the benefits of Jacksonville, the benefits of coming to Florida for law school. So why Florida? So the nice thing about our location and where we are is that we are close to the Georgia border. This allows our students to get access and experience in both states. You aren't, kind of stuck in Jacksonville. You're not stuck in Florida. You can easily get back to Georgia and get your experience there. It allows students to take a break from Georgia and either decide to stay here in Florida or to return home after graduation. As you know, as Professor Coll just told you, we have classes available to help you succeed and be prepared for the Georgia Bar exam. So we want to ensure that you are going to be successful, and that's why we have done that. So it allows you to come to Florida and go back to Georgia, or you can stay with us here in Florida. We also have many alumni in the Georgia area, so we can connect you with them. You can start networking. You can get a lot of great information from them as well. And then if you're somewhere in Georgia that is not on the coast, you can come to Jacksonville, enjoy a couple years by the beach, and then head back to Georgia or decide to stay here in Florida. So in addition to the state of Florida, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about Jacksonville and where we are located. So we are the only law school in Northeast Florida. Why is this important for you? Because it provides you with an opportunity for really externships that aren't going to be as competitive to get because there's not another law school competing for those during the semester. So you can take advantage of externships during the fall, spring, and summer term. Also, I mentioned that we have alumni in Georgia, but also most of our alumni are here in Jacksonville. They are still here in the area and they love to mentor current students, so it's great to make those connections. Jacksonville is a large city, but it has a small legal community, and you can really immerse yourself into that and take advantage of that. Today we had a fall pro bono forum on campus, and it allowed students to meet with organizations here in the community that have volunteer and externship opportunities for them to get experience and see what it's like to be a part of their organizations. In addition to those organizations, there's a lot of legal, like women's law and Jacksonville Bar Association and different organizations such as that you can participate in and really get immersed into the legal field. And really at the end of the day, networking is going to be number one for you to get your job upon graduation. Now, of course, you're coming here, you're going to go to law school, and that is the main point of focus. But it's always great to, have some fun outside of the classroom. We are located about 20 minutes from the beach, so it's really easy to get there. If you need a study break, you need some time in the sun, you can easily get to the beach, which is awesome. For someone like myself who's originally from Ohio, it's great to be able to go to the beach. Now, I will say, once you move here, you're really focusing on school, and you probably won't hit the beach that much, but at least you know it's pretty close by. There are also many different activities that you can participate in within Jacksonville and the surrounding communities, so you don't have to feel like it's all law school. There's going to be a lot of other things that you can do. We have museums and different things for art, and there's tons of sporting events. But believe it or not, Jacksonville has 8 pro sport teams. 8. I know, it's crazy, but we have 8 pro sport teams. So you have a lot of things that you can do outside of law school. The school itself is located in the south side area of Jacksonville, which is growing. It has everything in one place. The shopping center is about 10 minutes away, a big outdoor shopping center, lots of restaurants and shopping. There's a lot of apartments and condos and townhomes and homes, so there's a lot of things that you can choose from when it comes for housing. We don't have any housing on campus, but we will assist you with finding housing in the community, so do not worry, we will help you with that. Our location in Jacksonville, so where are we located? I just wanted to show you really quick, where we are in Florida and how easy it is to get to other places. We're about 2 hours to Orlando, 2.5 hours to Tallahassee, about 5 down to Miami, and then we are close to Georgia. You can get to Brunswick in about 45 minutes, up to Savannah in 2 hours. Atlanta does take a little bit longer, about 5 hours or so, depending on the traffic. So those of you who are from Atlanta, I'm sure you can understand that. But good location, can get to a lot of different places very quickly, and Jacksonville's an awesome place as well. So I want to talk to you guys about the benefits of attending Florida Coastal. What do we have to offer? What should make you decide to at least consider us for your legal education? Well, we are the #1 ranked moot court team in the nation currently. And why this is so cool and so amazing for our students is because we're a small law school. We have about 200 students on our campus, which means our moot court team comprises of about 15 to 20 students. And they are competing against institutions that have teams of 60 to 80 students. And they are winning. The last competition that they went to, they won first and second place, and that's what brought them back to number one in the nation. Our students left actually this afternoon to go on another competition up at Notre Dame, which they won last year. And we're so excited. They're sending 2 teams, and we wish them the best of luck. In addition to moot court, we have mock trial and law review. It's an awesome opportunity to get involved, to network and get to know people while you're in law school and really gain those skills that are going to help you be successful. All right, so I left this in here. We have 71% bar passage rate in the state of Florida for July. So if you decide you come here from Georgia and you want to stay, we are dedicated to making sure our students are successful on the Florida bar exam, just like Professor Coll told you that we are dedicated to ensuring you are successful on the Georgia bar exam. Our faculty. Professor Coll took time out of her day today to come and talk to you guys about what we have to offer. Our faculty are accessible to our students. We have an open door policy on campus that allows students to come and go and talk to faculty throughout the day. Of course, they all have office hours and they are available to talk to students then, but you can also just pop by throughout the day and get your questions answered. When it comes to cost of law school, I know that that's a super important question for students. We have the second lowest tuition for private schools in the state of Florida, which is just under $40,000 a year. In addition to the cost of attending, I did want to let you know that we offer merit-based scholarships. So we'll look at your LSAT score and your undergraduate GPA and award based on that. We are a small institution that feels just like a family. Like I said, we have about 200 students on our campus. So we provide a wonderful environment to learn. You will know your faculty, you will know your fellow classmates, and it will feel like a family. Everybody is here to support you and make sure that you are successful. So I want to talk a little bit about the facts of Florida Coastal. What do you have to get on the LSAT? What does your GPA have to be? What do we look like as a class here at Florida Coastal? The median LSAT score for our fall 2019 class was a 149 and the GPA was a 3.12. To be competitive on the LSAT, you really want to be scoring a 145 or higher. Our ethnic diversity for this last fall was 38% and our average age was 26. Now I do want to let you know that we have a wide range of students on our campus, not only when it comes to diversity, but age and background. Our students are those that have come just out of undergrad to those who have served for our country and are now coming back and wanting to pursue higher education, students who have raised their own families and are now ready to go after the goal that they have set for themselves. It is a wide range of students with a wide range of backgrounds, and it really enriches your learning within the classroom. 89% of our students received some type of scholarship for their first year here. How our scholarships work is they are merit-based. We are going to look at your LSAT score and undergraduate GPA, and we award those at the time that you are admitted. Now, you must maintain a 2.7 GPA throughout your time here at Florida Coastal in order to maintain your scholarship throughout the 3 years that you are here. When you look at our applicant poll, I will tell you that we are heavy female here on Florida Coastal's campus. 60% of our applicant pool was females, 40% were males, and I will tell you that is a higher education trend. There are more females going into law school and graduate school than males. So males, come on, come apply to us. 84% of our students are from out of state. So just like you coming to us from Georgia, most of our students do come from outside the state, and we do have a good amount of students that come from Georgia. So we welcome you to apply. We have start dates in the fall and the spring. Our spring class is going to start on January 21st, and then our fall class will begin mid-August. Now, in the spring, we offer 2 different types of programs. We have our traditional program, but we also have a 2-year accelerated program. This 2-year accelerated program allows students to complete their law degree within 2 years. Basically, you are taking classes in the spring, summer, and the fall term. You will also take advantage of our intersession classes. This allows you to get the 90 credits that all of our students are required to have in order to graduate from Florida Coastal. So, in that last semester is when you would be taking the bar prep courses that Professor Coll talked about earlier today. We have 6,000 alumni from Florida Coastal. We are a small law school. We are a young law school, but we have wonderful students out there, graduates I should say, doing amazing things. And like I mentioned earlier, they want to help those who are coming here after them. They want to mentor you, they want to network with you, and they want to help you ultimately find success as well. Our students have completed 1 million hours of legal service, and this is donated time. So that pro bono form that I talked about a little while ago, that is something that allows students to make connections to give back to our community. We encourage our students to do that. It is a part of the curriculum. It is a part of what we expect from them and expect from our student organizations. We need to give back to the community that we are in and the community that we are going to serve as attorneys. So it's really important that we stress that with our students throughout the time that they are here. I thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I hope we've provided you with a lot of great information that you can take back and really look through. And, don't ever hesitate to reach out if you have additional questions regarding Florida Coastal. I'm going to give it just a minute here in case anybody has some questions, and then I'll go ahead and wrap it up. You can go ahead and type your questions in the text box, and I will look and answer those. All right. It doesn't look like any questions are coming in at this time, but I understand. Sometimes the questions you may have, you want to ask one-on-one, and that is quite all right. I am always available to answer questions for you. I invite you to come visit us in Jacksonville. Come meet with me here in my office, tour our campus, meet with our students, sit in on a class, and just come see what Jacksonville has to offer as a city. Thank you guys so much for coming today, for listening to what we have to say, and I hope that you will consider Florida Coastal School of Law for your legal education. Everybody have an awesome day.